And right when you're about to cross the finish line and finish your story, oh wait, what's that in the distance? It's a much bigger superstar that hasn't been around in a very long time, coming to take it all away from you.
You say, okay, take it. Just don't hurt me. You know what I do? I pull out the Glock, put it on his forehead, and spill his brains all over the concrete.
Alright, so boom, I just got done watching Friday Night SmackDown, and evidently we're not going to have Cody Rhodes taking on Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 40 for finishing the story part 2. Oh no, it's going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns for the right of who gets to call themselves head of the table for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship of the world. Triple H, have you lost your mind? TKO Board of Directors, have you lost your mind? And finally, The Rock, have you lost your mind? Let's first reverse engineer this entire situation. The Royal Rumble transpires. Cody Rhodes becomes the first since Stone Cold Steve Austin 97-98 to go back-to-back and win the Royal Rumble. All of last year, after Cody returned to WWE, had that magnificent trilogy against Seth Rollins, all led to the crescendo of him winning the Royal Rumble en route to challenging Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, where he lost, then went through an entire year of his version of Dusty Rhodes' hard time, had the face-off while tag team champion with Roman Reigns to build towards what would be the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania 40, then enters into the Royal Rumble. The whole buildup was a ton of different people having their own storyline, but the biggest, nobody had it any bigger than CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. But Cody takes out Punk, wins the Royal Rumble, and everybody knows at the conclusion of the match, what was Cody doing? Pointing to the WrestleMania sign, and where else did he point? Towards Roman Reigns, because that is what the clear-cut story just so happens to be. Then we hear the news CM Punk tears his triceps. He's not going to be able to take on Seth Rollins in the match that we all knew would main event most likely night 1 of WrestleMania. Rollins comes out to the ring, tells Punk, or I should say tells Cody, hey, you should challenge me. Don't challenge Reigns. That title is the Hollywood title, which would be absolutely foolish, because why would Cody, who beat Rollins 3 times, especially in the final one with a torn pec, take on a man he's beaten 3 times? What is there to prove? Versus the man that you haven't beat, the man who sent you in this downward spiral, and above all else, the man holding the title that was denied to your father. We'll keep moving from here. Then Cody says, this is interesting. I'm going to go to SmackDown. And this is where things get very interesting. Cody walks to the ring, looks Reigns in the face when he just didn't bury Seth Rollins' title, but definitely showcased to the world that's the secondary title, which everybody knows it is. Nobody's looking at Rollins walk around with the World Heavyweight Champion and say that's the #1 guy in the company, because who was he chasing as well? Roman Reigns. Everybody was chasing Roman Reigns. Then what ends up happening? You have Cody cut a promo and say, well, what is finishing the story? Finishing the story is winning the championship, but it doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. I'm sorry, what? So hold on. Let me get this straight. You win the Royal Rumble. You then go into the ring. You speak with Seth Rollins on Monday. You then go speak with Roman Reigns on Friday, and you say, nah, I think I'll pass. I'll take on Rollins. He didn't say he's going to go and face Rollins yet, so there's still a possibility things can go in a different direction. But you then open up the door, and on a silver platter, if you smell, here comes The Rock. And this is where I have the biggest issue, because we didn't know the severity of Punk's injury at the conclusion of the Rumble. We just knew something was wrong, right? Rock is on the board of directors at TKO, who have now since acquired the WWE. Evidently, it's reported that Rock also had a bit of influence pushing to have him take on Reigns. Rock, who's not only a student of the business, not only a third generation superstar, Rock understands wrestling. So Rock knows what it's like when somebody has been grinding for years to get their moment. And here he is willfully stepping in and stepping over Cody Rhodes. Here's where I don't understand what the fuck the move was for this particular match. Don't get me wrong. Rock versus Roman is box office. It doesn't require the title because the match is who's the head of the table of the family, not of the WWE. Because at this stage, nobody in their right minds believes that Rock is the head of the table of the WWE. Not a single person would buy into that. Now, as for the Anoa'i family, you could definitely have a debate. Roman Reigns has carried the WWE on his back since 2020 and has been the best thing going in the company. There's been some downswings. Bloodline has since lost its steam, but you can't deny what's the urban youth term now that's trending? The aura that Roman Reigns just so happens to have. But The Rock is the biggest star that has ever been produced in wrestling across the board. It's not just what happens in the ring, it's also what happens outside of the ring, and nobody's bigger than Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But again, that match does not require the championship. And given WWE is in quite an interesting pickle. You have Vince McMahon / Brock Lesnar tied up in a huge scandal. You want to take attention away from that. You have CM Punk mess around, tear his triceps to where now he can't take on Seth Rollins. So let's call an audible and move Cody over there. But that still makes absolutely no sense because of what I just stated prior. The entirety of last year was to build up the WrestleMania rematch between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Here's what they should have done. Anybody in their right mind knows CM Punk is gone. Who's the next number 2 person who can now come in and challenge Rollins to where it would make sense? What the fuck have they been doing with Drew McIntyre? They have been making this man into one of the biggest heels inside of the business. Gunther most likely was going to take on Brock, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. So with that being the reality of the situation, you don't want to rush Gunther taking on Rollins for Mania, but if you wanted to go that angle, you could do that too. But Drew would be the clear-cut person to now have him take on Rollins, given the way he's been moving the past couple of weeks and or months. You don't need Cody to go and take on Rollins. That story makes absolutely no sense. Here's what I think will happen. Given the response of the populace that just so happens to be WWE fans, we might just have our hands on yet another yes movement, a decade to when it transpired for Daniel Bryan. Why is that? Because for one, the recent video, I don't know how people got the metric, but the recent video of the playback of The Rock confrontation with Roman Reigns has generated the most dislikes WWE has ever had on a YouTube video. The constant outpour that has been coming from social media of people being incredibly upset at the decision, I think they have an opportunity to make this a triple threat match to where Cody is able to go and get his moment. Here's what I'm afraid will end up happening. Seth Rollins versus Cody ends up going down. Damian Priest goes and cashes in at WrestleMania, and whether Cody messes around and wins, which he should, it wouldn't make any sense to have him lose in a second, main event of WrestleMania. Priest cashes in on Cody, and they try to do this hard times thing again, because you're going to kill Cody's steam. So keep Priest away from Cody. But I would be completely detested if they never introduced an opportunity for Cody to go and face Reigns at WrestleMania 40. What they should do is a triple threat match. That's your best case scenario. Or you have, that's the second best case scenario. Or you have Rock take on Reigns at Elimination Chamber, have Cody take on Reigns at Mania, or if you want to do the triple threat match, have that happen and give us a heel version of The Rock, and it could work. You did it in 2014 when you brought in Batista, and Batista wanted to be heel. You try to make him a face, ended up turning heel anyway. Bootista, all transpired, all en route to the Yes Movement and Daniel Bryan having a triumphant victory in the main event of WrestleMania. You have an opportunity to make things right. And here's what doesn't make any sense to me. Triple H understands the business. In fact, you can argue when it comes to booking, nobody's been better than Triple H when it's him who's calling the shots. Only person who's got maybe an argument is Shawn Michaels with NXT. Tony Khan had his moments in AEW, but that's since gone. So as far as I'm concerned, there is no way Triple H does not hear the people, because he's prided himself over the course of the past 18 months on being able to hear the people and deliver what the people want. The people are giving you an outcry right now that they do not want to see Rock versus Reigns. So I'm curious what this upcoming Thursday in this press conference in Vegas for the WrestleMania kickoff is going to sound like. And although I am still a large believer in kayfabe, so I believe that we're getting worked, to a certain degree, to where they just want to throw stuff out, see how the people respond to it due to what was thrown into the ethos, and then they'll move accordingly, because there's no doubt in my mind that a change will happen. It's just a matter of when. So I say all that to say, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. That's my direct thoughts on the entire situation. I think Cody not finishing the story against Roman Reigns simply does not make sense. Even if you want Reigns to maintain the title, to break Hogan's record, he would have to hold the title up until September 12th. Best way to avoid Reigns having to take on Cody is have him face somebody else. But if you have Cody win the Royal Rumble, what was the plan? The plan was to have Cody go over. You can't now make Cody lose for doing exactly what he was supposed to do. That makes no sense, and everybody can say that's bad for business. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts on what this upcoming WrestleMania 40 is going to look like? I'm going to be in attendance in Philadelphia for WrestleMania 40, and I'll be damned if it's Rock versus Reigns in the main event, because the booing that's going to ensue inside Lincoln Financial Field is going to be otherworldly. It's going to be deafening. So I'm curious, let it be known in the comment section, what do you guys think of the decision to now have it appear as if it's going to be Reigns versus Rock, not only for the head of the table, but also for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion in the main event of WrestleMania. What do y'all think?
What's he going for? He's going for his glove!